Take a trip with me into my test kitchen. Today I'm making apple pie bars. When I develop recipes, I think about what's going on around me. And so today it was a balmy 68 degrees. It was raining outside. I think about the scents. Right now I have a candle burning. It's a marshmallow candle from Bath and Body Works. I smell the sweetness. Smells like a candy shop. I look in my cupboard and see what spices I had. I had some cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, allspice, nutmeg. I have that vanilla that I bought in Mexico. Of course, I always have butter. And I think about how can I make an easy dessert that has all the flair, but something simple that anybody can make. And so when I write down my recipes, those are the things I think about when creating. Of course, you can find all types of recipes online, but I wanted to do something that was unique to Robin. And so this apple pie recipe was it. The thing I hate most about baking is like the prep work. So I had to peel, core, and slice 3 pounds of Granny Smith apples. I said, oh my God. And I had to remember, add my lemon juice to them because I don't want my apples to turn brown even though I'm sauteing them. And so I got my pot and I sauteed them with a little Kerrygold butter, have all my spices, some nice brown sugar, and then I made a slurry with cornstarch and water to thicken it all up. It's going to be amazing. I smell it. And then when making my crust, what I do is I make sure to use ice cold butter. So I have unsalted butter here because I'm going to add salt to this mixture here. And so what I did was I cubed the butter and I put it back in the freezer. And then I made sure the butter was nice and cold, like frozen, right? So this will allow your crust to be nice and tender. Even if you're doing a traditional pie crust, it will help. When you're making biscuits, you want ice cold butter. When you're making pie crust, ice cold butter. When you're making shortbread crust, ice cold butter. So the word for the day, kids, is ice cold butter. I added a little cinnamon to the flour mixture, a little salt. So it's like the perfect balance of warm, buttery. It is so good. And so this crust will act as the crust and the crumb topping. So it does double duty. And this is amazing, right? And so I saw this somewhere and I was like, oh, I'm going to try that and then implement some of my things to it. And I'm like, okay, it worked out really good. One thing I would say is bake your crust first, like for 10 minutes. And then add your filling. And so, I have to add, in the words of my friend Nicole, you got to add a little razzle dazzle. So, I got a little confectioner sugar, add a little oomph to it, and it came out beautiful. So there you have it, apple pie bars in the test kitchen.